Hi everyone, welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about exploring home labs, planning, options, and consideration. And these home labs mainly whatever the solutions we are using in on-premises or edge locations or any of the cloud locations, any type of technology solutions, we can also test it and simulate within our home lab. So I will just show you the planning options and considerations now. Here is the quick agenda. First, let's understand what is Homelab and Homelab planning, Homelab options, and finally Homelab considerations. So Homelab means that is not only dedicated to one system or one laptop or one mini PC. It can be either one or multiple systems. Okay, we call it as a Homelab. So in general, in the most of the time, Homelab means it's a dedicated space within our home where we can experiment with the test and learn about various technologies and IT setups. It is essentially our personal testing ground for hardware, software, and network configurations. Whether we are tech experts, IT professionals, or just someone interested in building and exploring technology, a home lab provides us with the space and tools to do so. So here, this is my home lab picture. Randomly, I took sometime last year. Within my home lab, I have a three mini PCs, which is Intel NUC models, and these three PCs running with ESX, and another is one assembled Windows jump host, and I also have a storage box Synology, and to communicate all these devices, all these four devices and also the storage, I am using a TP-Link unmanageable switch. It's not a manageable, normal unmanageable TP-Link switch, and I am holding one personal laptop. Okay, this is my overall home lab equipment. Even we can initially I start with my personal lab and then I start buying the one of the Intel NUC box initially with one box and slowly gradually I increased based on my budget. I increased the equipment. Okay, now suppose if you want to see the how the corporate lab is maintaining, corporate lab they have a separate data center space and they may use official server racks and it placed with a server equipment, net top of rack switch and also storage equipment. But definitely home lab it's maybe vary from one person to another person, definitely based on our usage and the requirement of practice and lab. We may use either one system or more than one system. Okay, so that means home lab is an investment in ourselves. Okay, now let me talk about home lab planning. So home lab planning, as I mentioned, first either we can start with one system, either a desktop or a thin desktop, or you can use a laptop, personal laptop, and it's subjected to be depends on the cost and function. That means what is the main purpose to use our home lab, and also we should also consider the power, cooling, and noise if you're using any of the external kind of systems. And some may use a refurbished servers also. During that time we should consider about power, cooling, and noise, and also the time. And the time generally for the how much time we need to test this kind of lab. For this testing it may be vary from one person to another person. This is our usual initial planning. So first we have to decide our budget. Accordingly, we can plan to which one is suitable for our within our budget. Okay. Now let me show you the home lab options now. So home lab, there are so many options. So I'm just highlighting few options based on my experience. So one is VMware hands-on lab. Suppose my technical core competency is VMware. I started my career as a desktop support. Later I moved to server and then I moved to the virtualization technology. So I started starting from VMware ESX and then ESXi, and until now we are working ESXi 8 series. So within my core competence, VMware vSphere, NSX, and also the vSAN and VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. These are all my core competencies. So to practice the not only this, any of the other VMware products, VMware is providing a hands-on lab. Within the VMware hands-on lab website, you can see, you can also get the products experience. That is one option. And another option is either in our home laptop or any of the other system, you can install VMware Workstation software. It will also can download from VMware. You can use trial edition or you can use a licensed edition. Suppose if your personal laptop is running on Linux or Mac OS, they recommended to use VMware Fusion software. Okay, generally Workstation for Windows platforms and Fusion for a Mac OS platforms. And third option is do it yourself hardware. That means you can buy a individual hardware peripherals and make it a assembled PC so that we can reduce the cost. If you buy a official HPE, Dell, Lenovo, any of the assembled systems or mini systems, the cost will be definitely high. To reduce the cost, you can also do your personal assembled systems as well. That is one option for our home labs. And fourth point is pre-built hardware. Even there is some home lab kits are available these days. One example is Intel NUC, or you can use a Asus, Supermicro, and so on. There are so many other vendors also available. They have a pre-built home lab kits. That one also you can use. And the fifth point is maybe some free tier public cloud services, even public cloud, Amazon, Azure cloud, and even we can use Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud. Even within a cloud level also, we have a pre-tier option. Once you create an account, you can do explore all your public cloud knowledge. But for a home lab scenario, definitely we need a equipment. Either you can use this kind of softwares or you can use assembled PC or pre-built hardware kits. And in addition, there are some more home lab options also I will show you in the following slides. So let's start with the first point now, VMware hands-on labs. So hands-on lab, it's a direct VMware official website. Even in the Google, if you type VMware hands-on labs, it will redirect it to the HOL website. And it have some pros and cons. So pros means it's 100% free. We know we just register with account and then you can start doing your labs. Whatever the VMware product you are interested, like VMware ESXi, vCenter, VCF, any of the product, whatever you're interested, you can just practice using hands-on lab. And instantly available, only need a browser and internet connection. And pre-integrated VMware solution and self-paced with guides or explore. Even there is a lab guides available, step-by-step instructions how we can follow. And when it comes to the cons, no external internet access. We cannot do access from our external system to home HOL. It's dedicated within a HOL only. And ephemeral environment, that means temporary environment with greenfield on each use case, and additional time for the configuration. Then there is a generally for each product there is an initial configuration. After that you can get into the product hands-on experience. Okay, now let's talk about another option, VMware Workstation and Fusion. As I mentioned, Workstation for Windows systems, Fusion for a Macintosh operating systems. And this is the icon for Workstation, Fusion, this is the icon. And the pros, leverage your existing workstation, no new hardware, existing laptop or desktop PC. You can just download the VMware Workstation and install it, and fairly inexpensive to get started. So built-in virtual networking and can manage, even you can install a within your workstation, create one VM and install the ESXi, and even you can install vCenter on your workstation. Previously within our channel, I did a videos how we can install ESX on workstation, how to create vCenter, and how we can manage the networking in workstation. If you're interested, you can go to the our Gnan Cloud Garage channel playlist tab. You can find these videos. Okay, and under the vSphere quick bytes you will find. And cons, type 2 hypervisor shared resources. Generally type 1 hypervisor means which is ESXi, type 2 hypervisor means either workstation or fusion, and doesn't support for all VMware product workflows. Only few products only we can test it using workstation and fusion, and most likely require use of nested ESX. It's not like a direct bare metal ESX. Okay, and another option, do it yourself hardware. So that is like a kind of assembled piece. You can buy individual motherboard and also SMPS hard drive RAM individually. You can make it your individual assembled, that so that the cost will be reduced. And the pros is flexible hardware configuration, mix and match, And the form factor also, either you can use whatever the size you want, and expandability also possible. It's a cost effective. And the cons, hardware research may take time, which CPU you want to choose, either Intel or integrated electronics, or AMD advanced micro devices, or any of the other ARM processors. And storage also, there are different varieties of storages available in the market. You can choose the different requirement. Let's say your requirement 1 TB or 2 TB. Based on your requirement, you choose the specific storage devices and network as well. And the time, generally testing may take longer time. That means YMMV means your mileage may vary. Okay. So this is about the do-it-yourself hardware. And another Homelab option is pre-built hardware. Pre-built hardware, as I mentioned, the Homelab kit, one best example. Even my Homelab, my personal Homelab, I'm using Intel NUC, because when I inquire within my friend circle, and also when I doing some research on web, I found Intel NUC is one of the best choice. So that's how I brought this model. Okay, and even recently they launched the latest version, Intel NUC 13 Pro. My home lab, I'm using old versions, the Intel NUC 10 and 11 I'm using. And pros, quicker time to value, and knowing working configuration, just memory and storage. This is only the just a pre-bit hardware specialty. We can buy a home lab kit, and you can just include RAM and storage, and whatever the storage you want you can include. And popular amongst VMware community, even this model is more popular. And the cons are predefined configuration, we cannot do modifications much. And limited component choice, even depends on the model. Suppose for example, most of the time the memory is 64 GB, maybe they are releasing the 128 GB supported memory soon. I'm also waiting for that. And limited expandability. Okay, and here are the most commonly used home lab kits. As I mentioned, Intel NUC and latest version 13 Pro, and Asus also PN64 even is the most commonly used home lab kit. When it comes to Supermicro, the highest rating for this model, E302 or E300 12D model. Okay, this is how the devices looks like. Okay, and in addition, there are more home lab options. Even you can practice all the VMware products. We can use it within our home lab, like ESXi hypervisor. And for to manage multiple ESX, we can use vCenter. And for storage virtualization, vSAN. For network virtualization, NSX VNT. But nowadays, companies are already migrated to NSXT. No need to focus on V. We can focus on NSXT. Even NSXT also renamed as a NSX. And we realize operations like ARIA operations, ARIA login site, ARIA automation, and HSEX, and also the site recovery manager for disaster recovery solutions, and vSphere replication for desktop virtualization, horizon view. And for the enterprise grade Kubernetes solution, we can use VMware Tanzu, and also we can use the VMware infrastructure OpenStack, and private cloud and hybrid cloud solutions. We can use VMware VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. And in order to know more about the Homelab options, in the Google, you can just type VMware Community Homelabs. It will be redirected to the one of the website. It is currently maintained by VMware. William Lum, he is maintaining all the Homelab information. Even if you see this Homelab website, it's currently have a total 144 individual submissions, and how much the most expensive Homelab price, and even the least price, and average price, what is a commonly invested price, and all you will find from this website. Even I submitted my home lab details to here. Maybe I just submitted recently. Maybe in the upcoming updated report, you can see my home lab information also in this same article. If you want to explore, just let me open that browser. Let's say this is a website, VMware Community Home Lab. Even if you want to submit your personal home lab, you can just click here and submit your home lab information here. Okay, and mine already submitted. Maybe it will update it soon. You can see there are 144 submissions as per the August 28 report. Here you will see, for example, you can randomly choose anyone. Let's say even my lab approximate budget also, it's around 3,000 plus US dollars. There is a even William Lum lab also available. If you want to see his lab information, we can just go to his website and we can see. Let me scroll down to this side. Yeah, now we can see. See all the websites information also you can find from here. You can choose any of the randomly based on your budget, and it will give you some idea which components we can choose within our home lab. Okay, here you can see the options. Let's say one of the article I'm trying to open here, randomly opening couple of articles so that we can see the configuration details. See VMworld Hackathon, there is a hardware and software bomb details available, how they are using the hardware information and software information. Same way for other guy, he also submitted his lab information, how much hardware they have, and same way for the other articles. So when you get time, you can just explore all this information, and even they included the each component, how much price they bought, and even the other article also, they just included how much that they are using two hosts, the two host configuration details, okay, and how they set up the lab information, and similarly the other guy's home lab. So when you have a spare time, you can just explore this article so that you will get to know more idea on home lab options. Okay, let's back to the slide. Now, another point is home lab consideration. So form factor based on your choice, you can choose. And the networking, we can choose also 1 GB minimally, or you can choose more than 1 Gbps Ethernet speed. And storage also old version SATA, or we can better go for your latest version NVMe drives. And security, we should maintain a TPM. Generally, TPM means Trusted Platform Module. It's a technology designed to provide hardware-based and security-related functions. And make sure you should have this TPM functionality. And memory also, you can use either DDR4 or DDR5. And expansion, you can use PCA, peripheral component interconnect devices. Either you can use PCA, or you can use USB-C or USB 4 or Thunderbolt. And graphics, you can use integrated graphical processing unit or a discrete GPU. That means separate GPUs also you can use for home lab consideration. And in addition, home lab can be used either a physical or virtual. Suppose within our hardware, you can directly install ESX and configure virtual SAN. You can start practicing the VMware products like vCenter, NSX, ARIA, and Tanju. Some scenarios, if you want to do explore some more additional options like management workload and workload management and management of compartment, those kind of scenarios, you can use a virtual infrastructure as well. Like within the same infrastructure, you can also configure nested ESX to do more additional labs. Okay, so hope you understand the home lab planning and what are all the options available at present, and finally considerations. Okay, thank you. That's it for today. Thank you. If you are watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to the Gnan Cloud Garage channel. If you are already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.